All right, all you're going to need is your stretch strap today. Shoulder width distance or slightly closer for the stance. And just hold that strap just kind of open in the arms. Give a little rocking back and forth. Lisa, you have your fur baby today. Shoulders rolling. Just open that up. Think of that nice strong zipper and you just roll those shoulders. Take a nice strong inhale and then roll the shoulders the opposite direction. And you just sort of go with the rhythm of the rise and lower of the foot. And again, it's not really a releve, it's just awareness of that ankle. Start at the very top. Let's peel it down. If you're a little tight, hands on the quads, shins, or all the way to the floor. Press that to straight. Let your head be at the very end of your spine, which kind of makes sense, but let it dangle there so there's no tension. And then bend the knees, slowly float up, holding that band or that strap quite wide. Now, if you get to here and you can't get through your shoulders without popping one to the side, hold wider so you can get it all the way down. And then once you're there, you're just going to turn the wrists and push away and pull in. So we're just getting a little bit of extension through that shoulder girdle. I'm fighting my band this morning. Press it and bring it in. Give me one more. And then unfold the shoulders, turn the palms forward, bring it all the way back around and come right down again. Hands on quads, shins, or knees, all the way to the floor. Press that to straight. Give a little rocking back and forth here. So again, if you can't get straight legs, that's fine. Just listen to what your body's giving you. Bend the knees, slowly come all the way up. One more time, all the way over through the chest line. Wrap the palms and give me an extension of the shoulder in its circle. In its socket. As you give that extension, try not to lean forward. Keep your chest nice and tall. And then just find an exhale through the nose, inhale through the mouth. One more time. And then turn the palms to the front, bring it all the way back down. Hands onto the quad and just give me a nice powerful squat position, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. So if we go deeper, we're going to tuck. We want to stay neutral. As you exhale, come a little taller, put your hands behind your legs, give me angry cat. And then inhale and find your cow or neutral. Exhale and squat, and inhale and down. And then nice big breath as you round, and then lengthen it down. One more time, little rounding. Lengthen it down, stay in the down, hands on the quads. Lift into the ball of the foot and lower it down. So test the waters a little bit on your balance. And on this one, get a little higher than you did at the very start in your releve and see if you can freeze it for a brief moment. Once you've got that, take that strap and just reach it out with the shoulders down, counterbalancing that body weight. So let's go 2 more and down, and last one and down. Let the hands drop down, extend those legs, let the head dangle. Take a big breath here. Exhale, slowly come all the way up and just roll those shoulders. Hold those palms a little closer in on your strap and bring that into your waistline. So your sits bones, feet are sits bones. And we're just going to add that rotation. The pelvis wants to go. Try and keep nice and strong. Bring it back to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. One more time. We're going to add a little bit of flexion to that. So give me that rotation and then just offer out and add a little bit of rotation through that and then flexion. Lengthen to tall, come back to center. Rotate, add that little bit of flexion, offering it out. Bring it back up, bring it back to center. Let's take the strap wider in the hands and then tick-tock all the way over. Take your bottom hand in towards your waistline, lean your hips out, and then press both arms, feeling that active stretch. Pull down a little bit on that top arm, forcing that rib cage to go a little more lateral, get a bit more stretch. Then drop your bottom arm off and just let it circle. Increase the inhale, exhale on the side of the rib cage, and then go ahead and circle the other way. Slip your hand back into your strap, fold down to the floor, and just come through the center. Roll as you come out of that one. So that's always a tough one. Lateral is always quite tight for most people. Arms up, over you go. Pull your bottom arm in. Slice that top arm away. Lean your hips in opposition. And then imagine someone's pulling that strap one way. Your hips are going the other. Find that really active breath. Pull down with your bottom hand gently. Don't overdo this. Once you've got a couple breaths stretching out that rib cage, drop the bottom arm and give me that little circle. Increase the inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and then circle the other direction. Sneak that hand back in there. Fold it down to the floor like you're kind of coming into a hundreds position, and then just stack that to tall. So take it nice and wide, and let's just kind of go down into a squat supported and then stand it up. So I'm quite wide here, just seeing where the knees will go, where the hips are going to go. If it feels good, you're going to come down a little deeper, maybe to the floor, maybe the hands can come down, maybe you're needing to stay up here today. You can kind of decide where you're going to go. If it feels good, down you go, and let's get some spiraling in those hips. So I'm moving from left to right. I'm trying to get those toes opening up a little bit more to the floor. Keep going with your inhales, exhales, and then settle yourself into that position. Push out on your inner thigh a little bit, and then slowly send the booty to the sky. Turn the feet back into parallel, bend the knees, float it all the way up, and roll those shoulders. So let's get a little bit of that figure eight. So start wide, parallel position. Come down strong. Take one hand over the other. Give me a little lateral flexion. Give me a little extension to the back. Bring it around and bring it through. And then circle. So the depth that you go down is up to you. If you're feeling good, get right down there. And then all the way up. So we're trying to find the extremes of the movement. And then switch your directions. Don't be shy about pulling on that band a little bit to exaggerate your stretch, and bring it around, and then all the way up. A little bit of matrix as you're kind of leaning back and opening that chest, and then stay in the front position. Roll it up carefully, and let's get a little bit more into that chest line. So from here, I'm going to bring the band up, or the strap up. Hold it where it's feeling like it's pulling my armpits, but I'm kind of keeping neutral. I'm going to bend those elbows a little bit and then lift that heart. Bring the heart back into neutral. Press the arms up, bring it down. Go again, lift it up. Get the hands behind the head and then lift the heart. So you're finding those curves. Bring it back to center. Push it up, bring it down. One more time, lift it up. Pull a little bit on that band or that strap. Elbows go down so you feel the pec line stretch, and then lift. Bring it all the way around, and then just place that strap at the end of your mat. Cruise on to the opposite end, and let's get a little bit of flow going. So reach it up, come around the corner, find your hands to the floor, and walk it out in 4, 3. Knees are going down on 2 and 1, and just start your sternum drop. So uncurl your toes, neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and we're just moving through that scapula, right? That protraction, retraction of the scapula is vitally important. We do not want to lose that. That ensures that we don't freeze up those shoulders. So go ahead and stay pressed away. Let's go angry cat, tuck the tailbone around. If it feels good, sit your weight back to your heels. Wiggle your fingers forward and feel that extra little pull into the lower back stretch. Come back up into angry cat. Go through angry, through neutral into your cow. Nice big breath. Exhale, drop the tailbone, curl all the way up, hinge your body weight back, walk those fingertips forward, feel the extra stretch, a little no on your neck. Come back up into your angry, go through your neutral, lift your heart into your cow, and then find your neutral. Let's thread our needle here. So come through the side, by the side of your leg, and dip right down into your thread the needle. Let's get some rotation. Look towards the sky. If you can get your head down, fabulous. If your shoulders aren't down, do not lift the arm up. If you're okay, go ahead and lift and bind. Get a little extra stretch there. Bring that hand down and push away, and let's do the other side. Thread the needle. Try and fold that shoulder down. Roll away from that arm that's going through. If your shoulder is down, go ahead and lift up that opposite arm. Couple little breaths there, stretching out into the neckline, the shoulders, and the rotation. Hand comes down and press away. Beautiful. Curl the toes. Let's warm up those nasty little toes, guys. So I've just curled them right underneath so that I don't have my ankles sickling. I'm trying not to sickle. And I'm just pressing back and forth, just getting an awareness into that toe line. Hold it back there. If it feels okay, grab your band and then sit back into the toes. Now, you may not need the band here. We're going to take that band, drop it down through towards our heels, and then press that away. Once you're there, lift that heart a little bit. Bring it back to center, bring it down. Now, if you don't need the band, let go of it. Put the palms of your pads of your thumbs together, push that down through the sternum, open the shoulders again, and press away, holding just your hands together. arrow pose. Nice big breath. And then gently come out of it. And we're going to do it one more time. So it's with the band or the strap or just with your hands. Open that, lift the heart. Again, too hard on the knees and the toes. You're up here, right? Come off your bum. And then slowly come back into the center line. Go ahead, throw that band back to the front, back into your 4-point stance. And let's go ahead and lift for a short plank 1. So we're holding that short little plank. Nice and strong. Inhale, exhale. We're just going to go from floating an inch or two above the floor to lifting into a little down dog and then come back into floating. So we're going to go in and out of this. We're not staying in one for very long yet. So the knees almost touch. I lift the hips. I push. Maybe the heels will get down. Maybe they won't. Not a big deal either way. We're just getting that movement through our shoulders. And then stay in the down dog and prance into your heels. So let's get a stretch. So I've brought my upper torso out of my shoulders, so I'm not dropping into the stretch anymore for the shoulders. I'm holding myself stronger. The focus is more about the pushing of the heel to the floor. Stretching into that, pawing at the floor. Drop both heels if you're able to, and then sink into your shoulders. You'll get a little hammy calf stretch. If the hamstring and the calf are denying you to get any shoulder stretch, lift the heels, bend the knees a bit. And then come all the way through into your full plank. Now, if you don't like full plank, knees down. Otherwise, pouncing cat here, guys. Back and forth. Inhale, exhale. When you go back, go as far as you can, getting a nice little crunch back here before you come forward. When we come forward this time, drive one leg out on the outside of one of your hands and then bring it back and then drive the other leg. So we're just going to alternate. If that knee needs to go down, please go ahead and place it down and press out. One more time. And then we're going to stay driving one leg forward, drop our knee, and then rotate to that sky, opening up that chest line. Really big breath here, you guys. Rotate it all the way back down. Find your strength. Push that foot to the back and bring up the other leg. Slowly bring the knee down, nice and careful. And then rotate open. Feel that beautiful stretch there. Bring the hand down, push the hips back. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes. Widen your V in the legs and drop down into your wider V child's pose. Test the waters here on your hips. Maybe you can get your knees turning out a little deeper. Maybe you can get your chest a little lower. Find that inhale, exhale. Get into your breath. One more nice breath here. And then slowly bring it up. Bring those knees back into parallel neutral. So sits bones. Hands right in front. And we're going to go into our short plank 2. Curl those toes. Lift that inch. Without coming higher than the inch, lift the leg off to march the heel to the sky and bring it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now, if that's not happening for you, just leave both feet on the ground and just work on that short plank 1. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more time, lift and lower. Now, this time, lift one of the legs. I don't care which one. Press it to the sky. Stretch that out. Point the toe as you reach away, or the ankle. And then we're going to drive that foot between our hands. Drive it forward right between your hands. Come up nice and strong into your stance for lunging. So I'm going to press and push away. Bring it down and press. Inhale and exhale. If you're okay with it, you're going to reach that arm. So if you're feeling unbalanced, maybe you're not going as deep. So I'm a bit unbalanced today. I'm coming down, but not as deep as I can. That's okay. Listen to the balance component. You're working both the strength and the endurance, but you're also working balance here. Go ahead and stay in the down, hands behind the small of your back. Bring your foot in, back foot in a bit, and then come tall. So if I can, I'm going to sneak my hands behind my back, so I'm demanding a neutral alignment. And then down and up, down and up. Let's go 4 and 3. That looks like a heavy knee cast or brace going on there, Kylie. 2 more. 1. Hope you're okay. Pulse it down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the knee, uncurl the toe, and then just push in and out of that front hip. Just finding that hip flexor stretch. If you're okay, hold it in there. Reach one arm, reach both. Maybe you can grab that foot, open up the chest along with the hamstring. I guess that would be my hip flexor, my quad, not my hammy. Slowly let that go. Push the hips behind, lift the ball of foot, and go into your hamstring stretch. Point and flex here on that front leg. Find your inhale, exhale. Both hands to the front of the inside leg. I'm going to circle this leg all the way to the back, lift it up and hold. And then I'm going to circle it back to my hand. So I'm going to circle it and hold. And then I'm going to put it on the floor and circle it back up. Circle it. Let it just drag on the floor and then hold. And then that circumduction, bringing it back towards the front. One more time. Circle and hold. And bring it back. Now circle and keep the hold of that leg. You might need to reset the arms a little bit. Lift and lower through the glute. Make sure the back's not moving. You're pushing away with power. One more time. Now keep that leg lifted and lift up your opposite arm. Reach the opposite arm to the leg. Lower and lift both. 5, 4, little alternating cat or watchdog. 3, 2, 1, and then bring that all back down. Knees come in tight, push back. Take a little recovery, round the spine if you need to, and we're going to come up into that down dog and then start moving the opposite leg. So go ahead and lift, find your down dog. Nice and strong. Move it out into your pouncing cat position. Go back and forth a little bit. One more breath. And then hold your short plank again. So we're in our short plank. Go ahead and lift and lower into your short plank. So we're just changing legs here. So we're doing short plank 2, lifting 1 foot, lowering, lifting 1 foot, lowering. Now keep your opposite leg up. Send it to the sky, stretch it out. Hold that, nice and strong, and then drive it forward, placing it between your hands. Beautiful. Once you're there, settle into your hips. I find if my hips are lower, it's hard to get up. If I pop my hips up, if I need to, I can use my quad and I can slowly come into my position. From here, I'm going to slide those hands into the small of my back, demanding my shoulders open. Now, if that's really tough, use that strap. And from here, I'm bending into the front leg and pushing away. Look at your front knee and make sure it's not collapsing in. So I'm bending in and pushing out. Go one more. And then stay slightly down, move your back leg in a bit. I tapped you in the sternum bone, come tall, nice and neutral, lower and lift, lower and lift. Let's go 4, chest is nice and high, 3, 2, and on this one, lower it all the way down. You'll have to move that front foot out a little bit and then start pushing into the front hip. So if you're moving kind of off your mat, just kind of sneak back a bit. Push into the front hip, come out of it, couple ins and outs, and then go ahead and stay into the front hip, lift, reach one, reach the other. If you're okay, grab that foot, get an extra little bind going there, open that chest line. The bigger you stretch in this opened position, the more open you will get, the more the chest and the thoracic spine will open. Slowly come out of that, push the hips to the back. Find your little hamstring stretch. So hands are in opposite sides of the foot to start with, or the leg. Just point and flex a little bit here, and then we're going to get into that mobility of that hip on this side. Both hands to the inside of the front leg, and then circle this leg all the way around. When you get it to the back, you're going to lift it and squeeze that glute, right? And then we're going to put it down and circle it as far as we can back to the front. Circle it all the way out, and squeeze and lift. Place it down, circle it all the way back. 2 more. Circle it through and give a little lift. And circle it back. And last one, circle it and keep it there. Lift and lower. You might need to reset those hand positions slightly. Lift and lower. Really focusing on the leg straight, the glute squeezing. No movement through the spine. Go 2 more. Now leave that leg reaching out. Reach your opposite hand to the leg and lower lift both. Let's go 4, 3. Really pull your shoulders down. 2. Nice. 1. Now to mess with the mind, we're going to make it contralateral. Go ahead, switch one arm, one leg. Nice big breath, hold. Bring that down and then go right to the other side. So now we're switching from left to right with that long arm reaching, that long leg reaching, and our spine is staying neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Go ahead and give me one more on each side. Really pull those rib cages in. And then we're going to go down for a little bit of back recovery. Hands down, walk your knees back a little bit. Pull your booty forward and slowly let yourself come all the way down to the ground. Hands into your forehead, into your hands. Open up the legs to a bit of lateral rotation and wiggle that booty. So just move it from left to right. Gently find your inhale, exhale. We're going to do a couple floppies here. So remember, keeping the glutes relaxed and the hips connected to the floor. Pubic bone stays down. Hands come beside you and just push into that palm a little bit and lift and find that lower back mobility. So no butt squeeze, no ab pulling in. Because you only have one ab, right? Just the one ab gets to pull in, nothing else. No abdominal connection, guys. Go ahead and lengthen it up. Wiggle the shoulders a little bit, wiggle the neckline. Feel that opener mobility through the lower back. And then we're going to hold a connected sphinx. So legs can stay parallel or laterally rotated. You can play with that. See what's comfortable for you. Find your hands into 11s, your elbows and your hands into like an 11. Your shoulders right over top of your elbow. We pull the shoulders into back pockets, press a little bit into, not so much the palm, but the entire forearm, and then pull the abs in, lift your heart. If you're okay, look straight forward. So there's no butt squeeze happening here. It doesn't have to. The pubic bone is down, but we're retracting the shoulders and we're just bringing awareness into our rectus spinae. Good, strong inhales, exhales. If that's bothering the neck, tuck it in and look towards the floor. Breathe a couple more here. Really think of engaging those abs. Glutes might be turned on a little bit. That's fine. They don't have to be death gripping though. And then turn your elbows out to the side. Bring your hands in towards you. Curl either your toes under if you're doing push-up from full. If you're doing a modified push-up, you can leave your toes uncurled. And we're just going to press away from the floor. So I like this in a slightly supported spine versus neutral. If you want to do full push-up, up come those feet or those knees. Otherwise, we're going to go down, 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 press away. So it goes down in 3. Inhale, 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 exhale. Nice and strong. Inhale, 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 exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. Give me 1 more, guys. Down, down, down. Press, push back a little bit with your hips. Curl the toes. Up you come into your down dog or your elephant. Prance those feet a little bit. And then we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. Bend your knees if you need to. 4, 3, all the way in. And then slowly peel as you come to tall. Lovely. Move to the front. Little lateral rotation going on in the hips. And we're just going to sit right down, grab your band at the end, and we're just going to roll and then stay seated on our booties. So give me a roll and then just sit yourself nice and strong. Now, if you don't like that, just go ahead and sit down. You do not have to roll. Stretch your legs out to the corners of your mat. Sit super tall in your sits bones. Strap is just over top of your waistline. Again, if you're having a hard time finding the neutral here, right, and you're kind of curling back, hamstrings are denying you, bend the knees. If it's lower back denying you and hamstrings, sit up on a prop. Otherwise, let's grab that strap quite wide open, straight out from your armpits, and we're going to inhale, rotate, a little bit of saw here, or spine twist. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a little bit more. Pull that back hand a little bit so that you get a little extra movement, and then bring it back to center. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate, pull a little bit, bring it back to center. Keep going with this. Anytime you feel like your thoracic or your upper part of your spine is super tight, rotation is one of the best ways to get a little release in the thoracic mobilization. So going into just an honest, if you're sitting in your chair all day long, just an honest couple little rotations, they do wonders. Make sure you're breathing. Last one, inhale, rotate, and rotate, sit tall, rotate one more time, bring it all the way back, relax that down. Scoot your bum a little bit towards your legs. Start with your legs wide and lateral turnout. Make sure there's nothing behind you, and then slide your strap underneath So I'm going to hold it in an underhand grip. So my palms are up. I'm going to come underneath my strap and kind of get a little hold so I can play with my knees a bit. So I'm going to roll off my sits bones, get a little hold, and I'm just going to bring those legs up. So I'm kind of holding, my biceps are working here, my shoulders are down, I'm forming a C, and then I'm going to put those feet back down and sit nice and tall. So I'm going to exhale, roll off my sits bones, pull that in, and then lengthen it out. Now I'm going to move this into open leg rocker balance. So I'm sacral rock, I'm rolling off, and then I'm going to slick that band down towards my ankles and just stretch as far as you can. So if stretching here is a big stretch, that's where you go. If you can straighten out those legs, go ahead. Lumbar spine will be in flexion, and thoracic is just trying to lengthen a little bit. And then let that come down. Your toes can touch. And then we're going to lengthen it as we stretch it out. And then bring it down. Do one more time, slide it down towards the foot, lengthen it. Now we're going to go into the open leg rocker movement. If you need to, start with knees bent. I'm going to start modified. If you can have legs straight, go ahead. Yeah. So I'm going to roll back. I'm going to straighten my legs at the back, and then I'm going to come to tall and find my balance. I'm going to roll back, straighten the legs, and then bend them as I roll up. Now, if you don't need to bend them at all, keep them reaching. Roll it back. And then lengthen to tall, find your balance points. And the nice thing about the band is if you're super tight, you could hold it lower out here more, right? So roll it and bring it out, find your balance, which I did not on that one. And on the last one, roll it back, bend your knees, and just let your body stay in the rolled down position. Slide that band or strap over your belly and just give me some windshield washers here, you guys. Inhale, exhale as you rotate from left to right. Get those hips opening up. We're going to start with toe taps and slowly move it into teaser. Strap will be very much an option, and we'll play around with what we're doing with it. So find yourself in a supported spine. Now, if you're really getting used to toe taps and you feel strong enough to hold it in neutral, go right ahead. I'm going to go slightly supported. I'm going to knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. And then I'm just reaching that band straight up to the sky. My fingers are pointing up. I'm holding gently. Let's start the strap movement first. So it's going to go over my head. My hands don't rest, but get very close and then come back. I'm very mindful of not popping my rib cage or pulling my knees in closer to my chest on this. Now you're going to start an alternating toe tap. One foot goes down, and then it comes up, and you shouldn't feel any spinal changes here. As the foot goes down, the tendency will be to pull the other leg in closer. Try to avoid that. When you're ready, you can go straight leg if it's an option. And then if it still feels good, you can go scissor from the sky. So it's going down and coming up. Key focus is you're either maintaining neutral or you're maintaining supported, but you're not flipping back and forth, letting yourself change the spine. Go one more time, make it equal, bring it all the way up to tall, bend the knees, and then go ahead and sneak that band behind your knees. I'm going to go back into that underhand grip on the band. So I'm coming up with palms up, and then that's going behind my knees. My knees can be right together or slightly apart. I'm going to cervical nod and just get this little rolling action right here. Feel this little rolling sensation. Press into that a little deeper. Find yourself into a modified teaser here. Nice strong inhale. If you're feeling good, you can go right into your full teasers. So I'm going to keep that band. It's going to help me roll down, and I'm going to come right down. Knees stay up. Inhale, cervical nod. Squish your lower back down. And then maybe if you can, you reach those legs for teaser. Yep. If you're not using the band, you don't need it. For full teaser, I'd let it come down behind my butt. My hands rest down beside, and then I roll it up, and my back's a little too tight today, so I'm bending to come up, and then I'm going to reach. Let's go again. Full teaser or modified, whatever's working for you. Cervical nod, roll it up, find your teaser. Nice. We've got one more, you guys. Scoop, roll it down, cervical nod, and teaser. Beautiful. Let the band slip out and just bring those legs into a mermaid position. Perfect. Just have that band just kind of wrap to the front. Tuck your back leg in. Try and get that sit bone down And then from here, we're just going to do a little lift and lower of that sit bone. So I'm trying to push my sit bone down. This hand is to the ground, and then I'm going to lift my hip off the ground and bring it down. Once this feels good, I'm going to get bigger. So you kind of have to adjust where your knees are. But I'm going to try and get bigger and lift and push my pelvis forward as I stretch up. Yeah. And then I'm going to sit it back down, and I'm trying to get it right back down. So I'm going to press it right up and reach. I'm going to look to that back hand, and then I'm going to bring it down. Go again. Lift, push, open that chest, and bring it down. And one more time. Really try and push your pelvis forward and stretch. Then leave the hip down, rotate into our typical mermaid, and you can either start with a hand down, hand behind your back, or arm reaching. If you want to start that leg reaching in and out as well, you can. The arm staying out there the whole time is going to be harder. And you're working the tricep of the back hand. Try and keep your spine lengthened. It doesn't have to be extended, but it's definitely lengthened. When the chest comes down towards the floor, try not to flex the spine or reach with your head. Go one more time. And then we're going to stay here, and we're going to reach that arm all the way out and find ourselves in our side lying leg lift series. So my bottom leg can be bent to 90, anchored, reaching, or both legs reaching. Pull the abs in and start your top hip. Lift lower, lift lower. So imagine a small mouse hole underneath your waistline in theory. If the hand above your head is not having it because broad shoulders or it's just hard on the neckline, you can put a couple pillows underneath your head instead, right? When you're ready, start your circles. Really be mindful. If you can, take your top hand off the floor, put it on rib hip check, and make sure that the distance between the ribs and the hips, the ASIS joint and that top rib cage area, are not changing. And then go the other direction. Inhale, exhale. A little harder is hovering your bottom leg off the floor. And then keep that top leg reaching, not super high, but bring your bottom leg to the top leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So obliques are working super hard in stabilization. The top hip now is stabilizing, and the adductors on the bottom leg are firing and working. So lots going on. Now go ahead and bring both legs towards the floor. As you bring them down, you might feel a stretch in this hip. That's okay. Allow that to occur. Lift the top hip, lift the bottom hip, lower both. Staggers. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Watch you're not rolling back on your ass. Now squeeze both together and lift and lower both. 5. Really feel that oblique. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach both legs. Put your top hand down. Prop your elbow in position like a plank. Now, if you get bone joint kind of soreness on a hard mat, double up that mat. I'm going to start from the knees to come to the plank. And if I'm happy with the knee position, I'm going to stagger. So my bottom leg is going to go forward, my top leg is going to go back, and I'm going to lift. If I'm still okay, I'm going to stack. From here, I'm going to move the waistline down and up. So I'm going to take this elbow, push it into my hip and drop down, and then reach it overhead and make a little rainbow. I'm going to drop down and exhale, rainbow. So that can be done on the elbow. It can be done on the hand. It can be done on the knee, or it can be done on the feet. Let's go 2 more. So you decide here. And last one, and then just hold it there. Now, if you're okay in the hold, you bring up your leg, you bring up your arm, and you're holding a star for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everything comes down. Bring those legs in. From the last teaser, we went right into the mermaid. So we're just going to swing around to our mermaid here, but we're starting with the hip lift, right? So try and settle your hip down. Take the time. I have to slouch to get my hips down sometimes, right? To get in there, I got to really lean back into that hip. This hand is going to stay close. You might need to reset your legs, but I'm going to lift this hip off just a little bit and pop it down. Just get that small movement to start with. The sensation of lifting up and dropping down. And once you have that, I'm going to lift, but push into my knees now. I might need to reset, and then I'm going to extend open and bring it down. So if I put this hand, back hand, farther behind me, I can get a little more archy and look back. Not having it, you keep that hand closer to the front. Let's go 3 more. Lift, Push that pubic bone forward a little bit and bring it down. Get the hip coming right down. And 2 more and lift. And mobilize all the way down. Nice and careful. 1 more time and lift. And bring it all the way down. And now we're going to go into our more traditional mermaid. Tuck that in, rotate, hand down, hand behind your back, hand reaching. But that front elbow towards the back is working triceps, right? This arm can reach. I can start to reach that leg in and out. I'm trying to keep a lengthened spine. At the top, if you can do an extra little extension in your spine, go right ahead. Go 3 more. And go 2. And last one. And then on this one, we're going to reach the line of our mat, and we're going to come right down into our side lying leg lift series. So I'm lining right on the edge of the mat. If I need something underneath my head because this arm doesn't go there, that's cool. Bent knee, anchored toe, reaching on the floor, reaching off the floor. Always the different options you can play with here, right? And then I'm just going to lift and lower. If I'm able to, I take off that top hand, and I'm watching that there's no change happening from my rib to my hip. My knee, my toe, my hip are all facing forward to the side of the room, not to the sky. And just a natural breath. I like to add a point flex on the foot, not a necessary, but if you can get the coordination in there, go ahead. And then take it into your circles. Inhale, exhale, let that hip circumduct. Get my words out, go 2 more. And then when you're ready, other direction, inhale, exhale. Notice if you're more wobbly on one side than the other. I am super wobbly when I'm asking my left side to stabilize today. It's not a happy camper. Keep that leg reaching. Lift your bottom leg, lower it. Lift it, lower it. 5, 4, 3. The obliques should work with you. 2 and 1. Now let's do stagger. Lift the top, lift the bottom, lower both. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift. Lower. 2 more. Lift, lift, lower. Last one, guys. Lift, lift. Now squeeze both together and let's lift both for 5, 4. Feel those obliques. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Beautiful. Go ahead and let's go into that rotational stretch. Reach that out. Did I miss anything, guys? Kylie, did I miss anything? I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. For some reason, I'm thinking I missed something there. Go ahead and rotate that open. Couple little inhales, exhales. When it feels good, sneak it over to the other side. Get that rotation. If it feels good, I didn't add this to the other side, but if it feels good to straighten that leg for more intensity, always an option, right? Just kind of listen to your back and your hips and where they're going to take you. Cycle that breath nice and strong. And then we're going to bring it back to center, roll it onto your bellies. So let's reset fully. You're right. I forgot the whole plank series. Thank you. So we're going, what side am I on? I'm on this side. I'm thinking I forgot something. I forgot the whole plank series. Wow. Okay, wrap up your mat. So you enjoyed your 4 stretch, and now we're going to finish the lateral rotation. I knew I forgot something. I just couldn't remember what it was. So my heels are lined up with my booty. I'm on my elbow, and I can lift and get it from the knees, right? Or I can take that bottom leg forward and get it from stagger. I mean, obviously, subconsciously, there's a reason why I chose not to do this one. Or I can go into both feet on top of each other. And then I'm going to lower that hip and lift it. Here we go. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, better late than never. Let's go for 5 and lift, and 4 and 3 and 2. Now we're going to hold it in the up, reach the arm straight to the sky. If you're okay, up comes that leg for star for 5, 4, breathing, 3, 2, 1, and release. Yeah, there's a reason I forgot that one. It's hard. Go ahead and rotate if you haven't done it yet. So just take a few moments to go back into that rotation. So my knee can be bent, or I can straighten the leg. This is a great time, actually, since you do have the band. If you want to go straight leg, you use your hand, pulling on that strap to add that rotation. Couple inhales, exhales. Open up that spine. And then slowly come out of that. You'll be quite crooked. Just take a moment to reset. You can put the foot into the strap if you want to go with a longer lever. So if I'm going longer lever, I'm getting some hamstring stretch as well, not just the lower back rotation and the hip. So just kind of play with where you need to go. Try and relax out your bottom butt cheek. Rotate open. Really big inhales, exhales. And then on this little exhale, let yourself derotate. Now we're going to go on to our bellies for extension. I think I'm safe now. So come onto your front, leave your band just at the very front or your strap. And I just want you to kind of find a position where you can get that little booty wiggle. You found a gentle lateral rotation. Your feet are equal into the corners of your mat, so you know you're fairly straight. And just let everything relax, right? Just let yourself wiggle from left to right. Inhale, exhale, and then we're just going to get some more traditional swan. We're going to do our swan dive 2, which has us reaching one leg and then reaching the other once we're in our extension work. So go ahead and bring your hands into your swan position, elbows down to the floor, lateral rotation of the knee, hip, and ankle. Reach that away. Push the marble, lift up those abs, and lengthen it tall. Beautiful. Really pull in those abs. Yeah. And then bring it down. So we're just going to do 2 more of these. The next 2, if you want to do glider 1 or glider 2, go right ahead. So I'm going to roll up, opposite heel to tush, take a peek, and then bring it down. And then the other side, bring it up, see how that feels. Bring it down. Now we're going to change into swan dive 2. I'm going to lengthen up just to where I feel good. As I come down, I'm going to squeeze my one butt cheek and lengthen my leg. So I don't bring my upper torso all the way down. I'm staying extended. And then I lengthen up and I come part way down. As I come down, I squeeze the opposite glute and hamstring. And then I lengthen up. And then the opposite glute and ham. So a little bit of prone leg extension. And then press and extend. Finish in the lift and come all the way home. Now, if you need a child's pose to release out, go ahead. If you just want to lie long and wiggle your booty, that's good too. We are going to go into a little bit of breaststroke on this one. When you are ready, you're going to come back down into the same position. Start your hands into swan position. Legs are laterally rotated out. If the hips are bothering you or the lower back's bothering you, you can post yourself up. I'll just show you real quick. That lower back, for any reason, is miffy. A little pad underneath the pubic bone, right? And the ASIS just kind of changes the equation on that lower back if you tend to be quite lordotic. So we're going to dive into the water. The hands come around to the side of your body. You extend the legs, you hold, thumbs to shoulders, exhale and dive. Inhale, bring your thumbs all the way around, pinkies to thighs. Hold this, thumbs to shoulders. Exhale, dive. Let's go again. Bring it all the way around, lift that heart, thumbs to shoulders, and dive. And give me one more of those. Bring it all the way around, hold it here, lower the legs, and just push your palms to the sky. Lift and lower just the shoulder girdle for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the hands all the way forward, tuck them underneath you, curl your toes, and lift into a plank on the elbows. I'm going to point and flex through my foot line. So I'm pressing into the toes and pushing back. So a little bit of dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Now take one foot off and hold for 5. We're on our elbows. 4, 3, 2. Put that foot down, bring up the other foot, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Put that one down, lower the knees, push back into your child's pose. Round that out. Couple inhales, exhales. Breathe as you go. Open everything up. And we're going to come back into a little bit of shoulder bridge and then a little bit of Throw some boomerang in there. Haven't done that for a while. If you're not a fan of boomerang or the rolling over position, it can be hip lift to toe tap, right? So there's always options. But let's start with a little bit of shoulder bridge so that we get those glutes and hamstrings waking up. So come back onto your back for me. Have your strap just over top of your belly and lie that down. So the closer my heels are to my bum, the less activation I'm going to get through those hemis. So I want them close, but not jammed right in there. And then I'm going to just lie that long. I'm going to bring the strap up and just start an over the head and back movement again, just like I did with toe taps. I've got that same type of movement going with my strap. I'm fighting my strap today. There we go. Now go ahead and keep the arms either reaching to the sky, above your head does the hardest, or elbows down for support. And just peel your spine so it's more of a hip roll than it is bridge, and then bring the arms up. So let's start those arms going forward and backwards and just hold that nice strong bridge. If the lower back is firing, drop the bum, tuck the tailbone a little bit, get more supported. As the arms go over the head, lift the heels and lower the heels. Lift the heels and lower. The spine itself is not changing. We're just mobilizing through the ankle joint. Go one more time, little lift. Keep the arms reaching to the sky. And I just want you to lift one heel and lower it, then lift the other. Take a peek to your hips or put your fingers on your hips and make sure you're not shifting from hip to hip. Go ahead and bring your feet in a little tighter. Lift up one leg completely and just let it flirt down. Lift it up, bring it down. So something to be aware of. The higher I bring it, the easier it actually is. If I just bring it an inch or two off, it's actually harder because the weight stays away from the middle of my body, which makes it harder. Even harder is the arms over top of the head. So I'm just doing a very small little baby lift. Now, if this is working for you, go ahead and go on the ball of your foot and continue that nice little baby lift. Find that glute. Let's go 4 more. And go 3. This is a tough one. And 2. And last one. Lower the heel, put that foot down, and go right into the other leg. So just the baby lift. So again, you can start with your elbows down as you find yourself set. Hip, hip, rib, rib, stay square. Feeling better, arms to the sky. Still okay, arms over the head, but not resting. Start with a few little ups and downs. Again, the smaller, the harder. Working for you, keep the foot down. Releve or come up to ball of foot on that stabilizing leg. And now go ahead and continue your lift lowers. Lift lowers. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that foot and the spine goes all the way down. Stretch out the legs a little bit and go into your windshield washers. Open that up. Find a cycle into your breath. And then let the band just go above your head for now. You won't need it on boomerang. I'll show you options, but the band is awkward to use. So if you're not doing boomerang, one leg crosses over the other, the hands are by your booty. You're going to do a little hip lift, uncross, toe tap. Other leg crosses, hip lift, uncross, toe tap. If you'd rather stay there, go ahead. Otherwise, cross your legs, grab behind, and actually start in the tall position. So boomerang starts up. So if you're joining me in boomerang, you're up. One leg is crossed over. As I go to roll back, the legs are going to come with me. So I don't lie back and then bring the legs. It's like a boomerang. They come together. So those come together. They go over the head. We switch the cross. And it's not this massive switch, just a little switch. Roll back down. So this is a roll, but bring your chest up as you roll. And then the arms reach like our nasty little teaser. If that's not okay, bend the knees. The arms reach behind, and then you drop forward. Now, if you can't interlace the hands, just reach them behind. From here, we roll our arms forward, and we go right back into our other leg, leading boomerang. Switch legs. Slowly come down. Hit your little teaser, nice and strong. Reach the arms behind you for your stretch, and then drop forward. The arms let go and they roll forward and we go again. Pull those legs with you, over it goes. Try not to use your hands too much, so they can go above your head here. Switch lead legs. Hands above the head is going to be harder. Roll it because you have to control the momentum right there. And hold. Reach the arms behind, fall forward, and lengthen. Last time to make it equal. Back we go. Boomerang over. Switch the lead legs. Come all the way back. Find your balance point. Find your teaser. Nice. Reach the arms. Drop forward. Unfold. And release. Beautiful. So we're just going to do a little bit of tabletop just to stretch that out. So fingers are lining up to my hips. Toes are away. And once I'm good, I'm going to lift those hips and open up that hip flexor a little bit. If you're okay, vision looks forward. And then tailbone comes down. Let's go again. Exhale and press. Inhale and down. 2 more. Exhale and push. And down. On this one, we're going to hold it up for a count of 5, stretching out those shoulders, stretching out those hips. Squeeze the glutes here. They are helping. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And let's do the individual. So let's do the wild thing. Hand goes between the leg. This hand now goes back a little bit and turns away. Fingers turn away. I'm going to push up and then lift. Nice big breath here. And then bring your hips right back down. Touch both sits bones down. 2 more. Press and lift. Open that chest. And bring it all the way back down. And last one. Press and lift. Bring it all the way back down and set yourself on the other side. So that arm reaches. This arm comes between the legs like you're pulling on your tail. Up you go and lift. Big breath here. And then bring it down. 2 more. Press it up and lift. And bring it down. You just have 1 more. That's it, I promise. Press it up and lift. Open that up. Big breath. Bring it all the way down. And take those legs, cycle them all the way behind you into your 4-point stance. Curl the toes. We're going to lift and we're going to find that little down dog. So you can paddle the feet out if it's back of the hammies and the calves that need to stretch. Inhale, exhale. We did a couple movements holding up on the ball of the foot in the bridge. That really activates that posterior line and that calf. Let's give it a little love here. And then if you're able to, drop your heels, drop into your chest, stretch that out. Little no on the neckline. If this is tight, lift the heels, bend the knees, right? Walk the hands to the feet in 4, all the way in on 2. And on the last 2 counts, grab that strap at the bottom, heel toe a little wider, and give me a little ragdoll. So I'm doing a supported ragdoll with my elbows on my quads. You can choose. Cycle the breath. And then slowly bring it to tall. So we're just going to finish with some neck stretches a little bit here, you guys. So you've got your strap. Dangle it, put it into one hand, and dangle it down that side of your back. From here, I'm going to take this hand, and I'm going to grab behind the small of my back and grab the strap. Then I'm going to take this elbow and try and tuck it into my shoulder as deep as I can while I pull up on my hand. Now, right now, I can't pull up any farther, so I just kind of shift my hand on that top part of the tail. And then I'm just going to pull that over my shoulder just to get a little opener into the shoulder. From here, I'm going to turn my head the opposite direction of that, and maybe a little lateral flexion, maybe not. See how it feels? So my head is going to the side of the hand that's tucked there. And then take your nose and look down towards your shoulder. Couple really big inhales, exhales, stretch it out. We did a fair amount of planking and holding positions. We want to make sure we stretch out that shoulder girdle and the neckline. Slowly come up. Now this time we're going to let the bottom arm drop out more. Take the top arm up, same hand, we didn't switch, but now tuck that behind your head. So now my tail is just kind of dangling here. I'm going to try and get that tucked behind as far as I can. And now I'm going to pull down on that hand, asking for some tricep stretch. So I've just got it to the side of my body or just behind the one butt. And then I'm going to look to the opposite direction that that elbow is. Open that up. And then if you're okay, you're going to laterally flex the other direction. So I'm laterally flexing to my arm pulling down side. Couple little breaths there. Slowly come out of that. Just let that strap relax and just move that shoulder a little bit. Give it some circles. Forward and backwards, shake that off. Strap is over the one side, take it over the other. Once you have it, this top hand is just going to grab it kind of halfway between. I like the loops because I just kind of send a thumb through a loop. And then this hand is the one that we're really trying to get to come up as high as we can. So I'm holding as high as I can. I'm really trying to tuck that shoulder blade in. It is causing my shoulder blade to lift away from my rib cage. That's okay. That's okay. We're looking for the mobility here. And then I'm going to pull that up a little bit, tuck it in, and then going to anchor that by pulling it nicely over my shoulder. Once I have that, I'm going to turn my head away from the shoulder I'm stretching and then laterally flex. Ooh. So your ear can be to your shoulder or your nose can be down to your shoulder. Both are going to give you a slightly different stretch, both really nice. Or horrible, depending on how tight you are. Slowly come out of that. And then that arm's going to go on top. I'm going to pull down with my bottom hand and try and tuck that elbow behind my head. That's going to throw my whole chest forward, right? So I'm trying to stay tall and kind of not really arch, but if I had to think rounding versus arching, it would be a sensation of arch. The opposite hand, wherever my tail is going to, good Lord, pull down on that tail as you tuck your hand behind. And then I'm going to look away from that shoulder and tuck it down and now laterally flex the opposite direction. Don't be shy about pulling that hand down. Be careful of your spine. Couple inhales, exhales. One more nice breath for me. And then slowly come out of that. Just let that band go over your shoulder. Elbow roll. And then big backstroke. Open that up. And then a couple front strokes. Go ahead and just let that band drop so it's out of your way. We're going to reach the arms forward, spread out our fingers, pull our palms back, lift our heart. Don't be way up here. Be down here, right out from your armpits. And then lift your heart, look one way. Now we're going to protract as we pull our shoulders forward and round. Go as deep as you want here. And then we're going to open up, spread the fingers out, lift the heart, open the other direction. Big breath. Opposite arm on top, and we're going to round. Sit as low as you want, guys. And on the last one, we're just going to stretch it forward, lift that heart, and let those arms gently drip down. Roll those shoulders, give a little no on your neckline. And we are done.